There was once an old woman in a small village. Her hair was silver, her face was wrinkled with age, but her eyes were full of warmth and kindness. She had no husband, no children, no one to call her own. Yet every single day she smiled. She lived in a tiny house beside a big banyan tree, and every morning she would sit under it, greeting everyone who passed by. She had nothing, but she still found a reason to be happy. Life in that village was not easy. People worked hard, but sometimes the rains did not come. Crops failed, families struggled. Worry lived in every home. One day, a young woman named Radha came to the old lady. Tears were streaming down her face. "My husband went to the city to find work," she said, "but he hasn't sent any money. My children are hungry. I don't know what to do." The old lady gently took her hand and said, "Sit with me, child. Tell me, what do you think will happen?" Radha cried, "I'm scared. What if he doesn't find work? What if he never comes back? What if everything goes wrong?" The old lady shook her head slowly. "My child, when we fill our mind with fear, our heart becomes weak. But when we fill it with hope, we gather strength. Positive thoughts don't erase our problems, but they help us fight them." Radha asked softly, "But how can I think positive when everything is falling apart?" The old lady smiled and said, "Let me tell you a story." She began, "There was once a poor man who had nothing. No food, no money, no family. He sat by a river and cried. An old woman saw him and asked, 'Why are you crying?' He said, 'Because I have nothing.' She pointed at the river, the trees, the sky, and said, 'Look around you. The river still flows, the sun still shines, the wind still sings. If you only look at what you don't have, you will always be sad. But if you notice what you do have, your heart will find peace.'" The old lady looked at Radha and said softly, "His life didn't change because of magic. It changed because he changed his thoughts." Radha wiped her tears. "Do you really think positive thinking can change my life?" "Yes," said the old woman. "Wake up every morning and say, 'Today will be a good day.' It won't solve everything at once, but it will give you the strength to keep going." Radha nodded slowly. "I will try." And she did. Every morning she whispered, "Today will be a good day." She cooked for her children, worked as best as she could, and waited for her husband, not with fear, but with hope. Weeks later, a letter arrived. Her husband had found a job. He was sending money home. Radha ran to the old lady, tears in her eyes again, but this time they were tears of joy. "You were right," she said. The old lady smiled and whispered, "My dear, when we think positive, we invite positive things into our life. Problems will always come, but if we face them with hope, we will always find a way."